Hey all, Rick here from Hamilton Sports Central, and we are going to be breaking down the Hamilton Hammers schedule that was just released today. We're going to go month by month, and then we'll give you our thoughts at the end. So Hamilton Hammers start on the road on October 2nd and 3rd, 7 p.m. on Friday. They're at Belleville, and then October 3rd, we will be at that game in some type of capacity. Just give me 1 second. Just want to. Okay, third. Okay, so that one I will. Okay. So we start off the Battle of Ontario very well, with Belleville and Toronto. And then we come back on October 9th for our home opener on Friday, October 7th, or 9th, sorry, at 7 p.m. This is our second game against Toronto in a week. And then 2 days later, on Sunday, October 11th, we play against the same Toronto Marlies at 3 p.m. The following weekend, we go on the road, we continue to play at home. So we have like a 4-game homestand. We play against the Battle of New York, as we play against Rochester Americans on the 16th, and October 18th on the Sunday at 3 p.m. we play against Syracuse. Now, if my memory correct me, Toronto and Rochester always drew big crowds. Now, Belleville wasn't an AHL team back in the day, so I'm not sure how that's going to work well. I would have to go back and look at the Syracuse numbers. Then, from that point, we go to Toronto on the 21st on the road at 7 o'clock. From there, we continue our road trip on the 23rd with Thursday off. Friday, October 23rd at 7 p.m., we play Laval. The arch rivals, or what used to be the Hamilton Bulldogs, but now they're the Laval Rocket. So there's kind of a bit of history there. The following day at October 24th at 3 p.m., we have a rematch against the same Laval. And then the following week, on the Thursday, the 29th, and Friday, October 30th, we have 29th, we have a home game against Hartford. And then October 30th, Devil's Night, we have a road game against Syracuse. So outside of Toronto and a few Belleville games and maybe 1 or 2 Laval games, we'll be live streaming the games on the Hamilton Sports Central channel. Now that leaves us with 11 games for the month of October, 11 out of 72. So then November gives us, excuse me, November we start 2 days later on the Sunday, November 1st at 3 p.m. in Utica. And then on the 4th, the Wednesday, we play against Toronto at home. 2 days later, we play at home against Province Bruins, or as I like to call the Baby Bruins, November 6th at 7 p.m. Then the following day, Lehigh Phantoms, which is the Philadelphia Flyers farm team, comes to town for a 7 p.m. puck drop on November 7th. After that, I wouldn't say days off, but we have there may be practices, but game-wise, we have Wednesday, November 11th, Remembrance Day. Hamilton is on the road against Hershey Bears for a 7 p.m. Puck drop. On the 13th, November 13th, 7:05 puck drop. Hamilton is on the road against Lehigh Valley Phantoms. And then the following day, on November 14th, 6:05 p.m. Eastern puck drop, we will be playing the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. 2 days later, at 7 p.m. puck drop, we'll be in Cleveland against the Cleveland Monsters, which is Columbus's farm team. Probably, I would say, 3 days later, we return home on November 20th against Belleville Senators. And then we have a day game on November 25th, a school game at 11 a.m. against Syracuse Crunch at home. 2 days later, we play at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are on the road in Cleveland for a day game in Cleveland. And then November 27th, 7 p.m. puck drop, we are against the same Cleveland Monsters, which is Columbus's farm team. So in the month of November, that gives us 12 games. So we're already at 33 games between October and November of 72. Let's skip to December. Now, December, we start on Wednesday, December 2nd, 7 p.m. puck drop against Utica Comet, which is New Jersey's farm team. 2 days later, on December 4th, which is a Friday, 7 p.m. puck drop against the same Utica Comet. The following day, on December 5th, we are on the road, still in New York, against Syracuse Crunch, which is Tampa Bay's farm team. Then, a week later, Hamilton returns home to play Belleville Bulls, or not Belleville Bulls, the Belleville Senators on December 11th at 7 p.m. And then the following day, December 12th at 5 p.m. Eastern, the Hamilton Hammers play host to the Toronto Marlies. The Tuesday, Wednesday, Hamilton heads out west as they play back-to-back games against Abbotsford Canucks. And then on December 19th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Hamilton will be on the road against Rochester. And then before the Christmas break, on the Sunday, December 20th, Hamilton plays at home at 3 p.m. against Laval Rockets. And then after the Christmas break, Hamilton Hammers returns to on Tuesday, December 29th against Utica Comet, New Jersey's farm team, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then they finish out the month of 2026 on Wednesday, December 30th, 7 p.m. puck drop against Syracuse Crunch. So in the month of December, that is 11 games. So now we are up to 44 games in 3 months. We go to the month of January, which is our second highest month. We start off the new year of 2027 on January 2nd against Belleville at home at 7 p.m. puck drop. 4 days later, we return on Wednesday, January 6th at home against Laval Rockets, 7 p.m. puck drop. 2 days later, on Friday, January 8th, Hamilton is on the road against Belleville Senators, which is Ottawa Senators farm team, for a 7 p.m. Eastern puck drop. January 9th, Saturday, the following day, 7 p.m. puck drop. Hamilton plays host to Utica Comet. And then Wednesday, January 13th, 7 p.m. puck drop. Hamilton plays host to Cleveland Monsters, which is the Columbus farm team. Friday, January 15th, and Saturday, January 16th, both 7 p.m. puck drops. Hamilton heads on the road, back-to-back games against the Grand Rapids Griffins, which are the Detroit Red Wings farm team. Friday, January 22nd, 7 p.m. puck drop. Hamilton Hammers are on the road against the Belleville Senators. The following night, Hamilton Hammers are at home against the Cleveland Monsters. And then they play 3 in 3 days. Which Sunday, January 24th, 5 p.m., they play host to the Belleville Senators. And then the following weekend, they play 2 games straight, January 30th and January 31st. Saturday, January 30th at 5 p.m. against Belleville Senators. And then Sunday, January 31st at 3 p.m., they play the Rochester Americans. So that gives us 12 games there. So that's now 56 games so far. We go into the month of February. Now, the month of February, we see the least amount of games. I think I miscounted the games so far. We open with a Thursday, February 4th game, 7 p.m. puck drop against the Abbotsford Canucks. And then 2 days later, we are at home again against the same Abbotsford Canucks for a 4 p.m. Eastern puck drop. The following week, on Friday, February 12th, we are against the Belleville Senators on the road in their home. 7 p.m. Eastern time on February 12th. And then February 13th, we are home to Springfield Falcons at 5 p.m. Eastern. On May 15th, 2 p.m., Family Day, Utica is at home against Hamilton. Well, they're in our rink. That same week, Friday, February 19th, 7 p.m., and Saturday, February 20th, Hamilton plays back-to-back games against Grand Rapids Griffins. Wednesday, February 24th, Hamilton is on the road against the Toronto Marlies at 7 p.m. 2 days later, they are on the road again on February 26, 2024, at 7:05 against the Rochester Americans. And then the following day, they flip, and Hamilton is against the Rochester Americans at our rink at 5 p.m. Eastern. So that makes it 10 games in February. Now let's hit March. March, we have March 3rd at 11 a.m., another school day game. Cleveland is in town against the Hamilton Hammers. March 5th, 7 p.m. Eastern, Hamilton Hammers are on the road against Laval. Saturday, March 6th, 3 p.m., Hamilton Hammers are on the road against Laval. Wednesday, March 10th, Hamilton is on the road in Hartford, Connecticut against the Hartford Wolfpack, which is the Rangers farm team, near the New York Rangers. 2 days later, on Friday, March the 12th, 7:05 puck drop, Hamilton is on the road in Providence against the Providence Bruins. Then we have March 13th, the day after, at 6:05, Hamilton will be against Springfield Falcons, which is St. Louis's farm team. March 17th, 7 p.m., the Hershey Bears, which is the Washington Capitals farm team, is in town for a 7 p.m. puck drop. 2 days later, February 19th, 7 p.m., Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, the baby Penguins, as I always like to call them, are in town against our Hamilton Hammers. Sunday, March 21st, 3:05 p.m. Eastern, Hamilton is on the road against Rochester Americans. And then the following week, Saturday, March 27th, 5 p.m. puck drop, Toronto Marlies are in town against our Hamilton Hammers. So that is the March schedule. April's the shortest one out of them all. We start on April 2nd, 7 p.m. puck drop. Hamilton is on the road against Belleville. And then they come back on Saturday, April 3rd and Sunday, April 4th. Actually, they don't come back. They continue on the road. Battle of Ontario. Both are 4 p.m. Eastern Time puck drops against the Toronto Marlies. And then Thursday, April 8th and Saturday, April 10th. Thursday's 7 p.m. game is at home against the Laval. And then Saturday, April 10th, we have a 3 p.m. puck drop against Laval at home. Sunday, April 11th, 3 p.m., we finish the season off on the road against the Syracuse Crunch. If you want tickets for the Hamilton Hammers, currently they are taking deposits up until tomorrow, which is Friday, July 10th. Go to hamiltonhammers.ca for more details. And then those that have season tickets, you'll be able to pick your seats on the 14th. Do see your ticket rep for more details. But that's it about the schedule. Like I said, we will be going to the Toronto games. We'll go to a few Belleville and Laval games. All other road games we will be live streaming on the Hamilton Sports Central, as well as thanks to KHPR Radio, we will be doing a post-game show, a 30-minute post-game show, that will involve the fans. So we will have more details on how it's going to all shape up when they do become available. So I thought I'd give you guys that heads up. But I do appreciate everyone for stopping by. Again, don't forget to thank KPA. This pre-recorded video is proudly sponsored by KPHR Radio, Hamilton's home for classic rock. If you love legendary rock anthems, great on-air personalities, and great focused program, please be sure to tune in to KPHR Radio. Listen live and discover all of their shows, music, and more by visiting katradiogroup.ca. Thank you for KPHR Radio for supporting Hamilton Sports Central and help bring you today's release date of the AHL schedule release. This is Rick from Hamilton Sports Central, and have yourself a great rest of your day.